Hey y'all, hey, and welcome to another session of Meditations with Marigny. And so this morning I was planning to talk about something different. And on my way to the car, well, first of all, if you're new to my channel, I would love for you to click like, I would love for you to click share, and I would love for you to subscribe. But for those of you that kind of go with me on a regular basis, you guys know I have kids, and we've kind of been around the house doing some Christmas stuff. Today is December the 13th. No, today is the 14th, December 14th, 2025. And we've been around the house. One of my sons said, Mama, when are you going to put up the stuff on the steps? So I had them to pull it out. And for those of you that rock with me on a regular basis, you know that I have been in school and I just turned in my last papers for this term. And so I'm really free. So last night, since he asked about it, that told me that, he's thinking about the fact that I had not decorated the house like I normally do. So I said, well, we could do it tonight. So he pulled down the items, and we ended up going ahead and putting on some Christmas music, and all of us just they helped me put the things on the railing. They helped me put up the wreaths. And then, when you're working with Christmas stuff, it sheds. And so they helped to vacuum up the steps and clean up everything. And so my son, evidently, he went into a closet. I want to talk about boundaries, setting boundaries. And my son must have gone into a closet where I have a couple of throw blankets that I had bought for some people, but I hadn't given them to them because I had not seen them. And one of them been in there for a while because it's probably been about a year since I seen the person. But getting ready to see them and thinking that I'm going to give it to them. And this morning, I just so happened, I said, well, I'll take this out to the trash can. This morning, I take a item out to the trash can. And when I look in the trash, I see the covering for this item that I purchased for someone else that was in one of the closets. And so I'm like, I know that boy did not go in there and get that item and didn't ask me. And sure enough, I walk back in and I look in the closet and the item is gone. And, I sent him a text because I'm headed to church. I sent him a text and just said, hey, I need for you to put that back in my room, first of all. Secondly, in the future, I need for you to ask me before you just go and get something that you think might not be of value to me. You need to ask me, because if you didn't purchase that, then you don't know what I purchased it for. Even if it is sitting there and it looks like it doesn't mean anything for someone, if you didn't buy it, whoever purchased that item purchased it for a reason. So you want to ask them about whether or not you can cross the boundary of taking it and using it. So the long and the short is, it made me think about how we don't set boundaries in our relationships. We don't have hard conversations about, this is a boundary that you should cross, or you can cross, or this is a boundary that you cannot. And so often, as we look at these relationships that are coming to an end, especially the ones that I see that are happening after like many, many, many years, the boundaries were never set. And as I was standing in the bathroom this morning getting dressed, I even thought about my own self. Certain things that I tolerated in my marriage that I know that I should not have, and that I should have set a boundary for my ex-husband. I should have set a boundary when things happen and he did not follow through on what he said he would or would not do anymore. And sometimes we are helping to enable people because we don't set boundaries. We help to further activate the behavior because we do not set a boundary. And sometimes people look at setting a boundary. You don't have to be nasty about it. You don't have to be mean about it. You don't have to be none of that has to happen. But the bottom line is, everybody has boundaries. We have them whether they're spoken or whether they're unspoken. And what we need to make sure that we do is we need to assure that we are doing what needs to be done to make sure that people are respecting our personal space, respecting our personal expectations, respecting our personal, I guess, just guards. You know, for my son to go in that closet and get that, and it tells me two things. There is a sense of liberty in my house that, they know that, like, you, if it's in here, you're welcome to it. But I had to also talk to them about things like, if I cook a cake and I bake that cake, don't just eat all the cake. Like, did y'all ever think mama might want a slice of this, or she might want to partake of some of this if she baked it? If she likes lemon cake or she likes chocolate cake, if we're gonna eat it, do we have to eat the whole thing and not leave any for her? And I'm saying that because most recently I baked some brownies and I set some to the side, set two sets of them to the side, and I went back to get one, and they were all gone. And I told them, I said, I want you all to be more considerate of the fact that if it's 5 people in the house, or if it's 7 people in the house, or if it's 10 people in the house, and there are 12 items or there are 10 items, if you've already had your one, consider that everybody else in that house might want one as well. I think that we have lost the art of consideration of other people. We have lost the art of compassion, just general thoughtfulness, just general. I did a video a little while back, and I think I was talking about, people are talking about what's in the dating pool. And what's in the dating pool, it starts with the generality of what is just in life. So if you have people who are disrespectful, you have people who are not thoughtful, you have people who are inconsiderate, inconsiderate of other people. You have people who they don't care about other people, and then you put them in the dating pool, you're going to get those same elements. So just because they get in the dating pool doesn't change the characteristics of the person. And that's the part where we miss it, because it is the general characteristics of someone that makes them different, even when they're in the dating pool. And you guys know everything that I talk about, I'm going to take it back to marriage, dating, love, relationship. It's going to come back to that component, because that is where I believe my vein of life is at. And not just my vein of life is not just in husband and wife, but it's in just relationships, period. For my son to have gone in that closet and gotten that, it tells me that, yes, he felt like there's a liberty to it. But as I talked to him the other day, we had a long conversation, and I asked him, you didn't think about something? It was something different. And he said, well, no, Mom, I didn't really think about that. And so my position now is to make sure that my boys are more thoughtful about certain things when they get ready to do them, that they are thinking about those components, that it is relevant to you, that it is in the forefront of your mind, that you are thinking about the other people when you make decisions or when you do something, because we cannot continue to perpetuate the spirit of selfishness. That's really what it boils down to. For him to go in that closet and get my blanket, if you didn't buy it, you shouldn't go in there and get it, period. And in your house, if it's a parent that's watching this and your kid did it, you let them watch that little clip right there. I'm sorry. Let them know that if your parent bought something, that don't mean that that's available for you. What that means is that the parent bought it because they had a purpose for it. So don't touch it. That's what it means. He get ready to take that. He probably got it on his bed. You finna take that off. I did not buy that for you. And when I do, I'm gonna tell you what happened. Most recently, they have lost my weighted blanket. I had a weighted blanket, and it was given to me by someone. And it's a specific type of weighted blanket, and I couldn't find it nowhere else. I think I did finally find it on Amazon, and it's about $60. So I said, I'm gonna order me another one. And this time I'm gonna order it in a different color, because the color that I had been given was like a gray color. I'm gonna order it in like a green because y'all know I like pink and green. And I'm gonna order it in a green color, and I'm gonna tell them, do not touch it. Like, don't touch this blanket at all. My youngest son said he took it when we went to a family's house, and evidently he didn't bring my blanket back. And when I called to the family member, they said, well, I already had some like this, and I don't see an extra one. You know, the one that are here, they belong to me. And I'm like, well, okay. But set boundaries, guys. And that's with our family, that's with our children, that's with our husbands, with our wives. And setting boundaries doesn't mean that it have to be argumentative. It means that you have to be able to communicate about it. I was talking with a man, and I'll close with this, the other day, and he was speaking of the fact that he and his wife cannot communicate without it becoming argumentative, because the trauma that she faced in her childhood, when people disagreed about something, that means that it was an argument, versus being able to communicate through that process. And it puts people, when people feel that they cannot talk to you, and I'm experiencing this right now with a young man who I feel we had a really good communication. We were going in a good space. And one of the things I told him yesterday is that we lost that momentum. When you did what you did, and we haven't been able to talk about that, and we haven't been able to communicate, because I already know that I'm not going to be with anyone that I can't talk to anymore. So whatever he does, you could try to take me to dinner, and even with that, like I told him, that's at your pace. A man decides whether or not he's going to take a woman to dinner. That's not her decision. He tried to say that I don't have enough time, and I don't make time. Again, ladies, hear me when I say, a man that is interested in you, because what it shows me is that he's not that interested. And it's okay. We can keep moving at the pace that he wants to move at. Because what you don't understand is that your pace might be different from somebody else's pace. So, he keeps saying, your schedule is so busy. First of all, he asked me, what does my schedule look like? And then when I tell him, if I say I'm available in the morning, he said he's only available in the evening. If I say I'm available in the evening, he said he's available in the day. That's not going to work for him. So I stopped saying, so he can stop asking. He keeps asking me, what is my availability? At this point, like I told him, you let me know the place and the time, and then I'll see if it works. And y'all don't understand. This whole dating thing is different for me anyway, because I'm not doing it like everybody else. I'm going to do a video probably today about how many people that I've actually talked to since August. The numbers are unbelievable. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, set boundaries. Don't just let people walk all over you. Don't let people just do whatever they want to. Don't let them make decisions however they feel like they want to make decisions. And you don't have to be ugly about it. I am going to have a good conversation with my sons and let them know that if I bought something, even if you think that it's not important to me, ask me before you go and open up something like that. Let me tell you what happened. I saw this ribbon on the floor the other day, and I said, well, where'd that come from? Because that looked like that's a gift that got unwrapped. And then when I saw the packaging in the garbage this morning, it all comes together. Now, it all comes together. And unfortunately, like, I probably won't be able to give the gift to the person, but he's not going to be able to keep that just because of the fact that he opened it without getting my permission. You got to have permission for whatever it is that you're doing with someone, or with someone or around someone. You have to get their permission. You can't just go in and take things just because you saw it and you wanted it. All right, y'all, have a good day. I'm in the fussy mode. Like, this is me, mad. I'm on fire right now, if the truth be told. Like, I am hot under the collar. But anyway, I just have to have that conversation with my son. And that's a conversation that we need to have, not just with our children. We need to have that with our adults in our lives, our parents, for those that have parents, our siblings, our friends. There have to be boundaries set. And so when you do that, then you operate at a whole different level, and you can respect one another, because then you know how to move with that person. You know what their expectations are and how you need to adjust to whatever it is that's best suitable for them and what's suitable for you. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Have a good day. Click like, share, and subscribe. Bye.